Hey guys, you know who this is. It's the one and only, the California Kid. Take a look at me, guys. Here on a golf course, sitting right here on a beautiful, 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 beautiful golf course. Literally wanted to come on here and really share some what I feel is very valuable information with all of you that are thirsty for knowledge and thirsty for continual growth. Ladies and gentlemen, I can just tell you right now that literally, guys, progress is the only thing that makes us happy in life. Progress. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about here, one of my favorite words is abundance. We're going to talk about the abundant mentality, the abundant mindset, and we're going to talk about progress, because progress is the only thing that keeps the human spirit alive. It's the only thing that keeps you happy. So good to see you, Barry. Good to see you, Dee Dee. Hey, Amy. Hey, Tina. Hey, Jay. Hey, Neek. Hey, guys. Hope everybody's doing well wherever you are in the world. Just wanted to come on here for about 15 to 20 minutes or so and really share some love here with all of you, wherever you're at, whatever company you're involved in. For those of you scrolling through Facebook, and maybe you'll learn something here from what we're going to share here today. I'm sitting right here once again on a beautiful golf course right here. Just really wanted to come on and really share with everyone some pearls that I felt that would be helpful for all of you. You know, many people that know, many people that don't know. My heart all to those people that are literally coming up the mountain. It's not that I don't have love for the people that are on top of the mountain. I do. I have love for all. But my heart really goes out to that person who's struggling with doubt, who's struggling with insecurity, who's struggling with uncertainty, who's just talented. They know that they've got talent inside them. They know that they've got greatness within them, but they're struggling. And I want to kind of give you kind of an analogy, if I could. One of the analogies that I want to give you is I want you to think about a woman who is pregnant. You know, she spends 9 months of being pregnant, and then here's the deal: she knows she's got something special inside of her. She's got something special growing inside of her. She knows this. And let me just tell you something. Really, she comes to the point of labor. And although I'm a man, you know, I can't physically say I've ever had labor pains, of course, but I've tried the best I can to understand the concept of what's going on. Now, again, I've tried my best. I've never had labor pains, but I've tried my best. And what I can say, guys, is that literally, as a woman is in labor, literally, there's a tremendous amount of pain, from my understanding, that she incurs. In some cases, the pain is so great that she calls in for an epidural. I need an epidural, says the woman. And wow, nice shot. And so literally, and there's a lot of pain while she's going through those labor pains. But the moment that baby comes out, it gives a tremendous amount of meaning and purpose to all of the pains that she was going through. It gives a tremendous amount of purpose and meaning to all of the actual pain that she was going through. The moment that baby pops out, man, she is in love with that child that just came out, and she had been carrying that child, like I said, for 9 months in most cases, and now, boom, all that pain is forgotten about because of all the purpose that baby represents. Well, listen, I truly believe that each and every single one of you guys, I truly believe that you are pregnant with a baby inside of you. You are pregnant with something inside of you. I believe that there's truly greatness within you. I really believe that. I know the God I serve. You know, I'm one of his millions of kids. I believe all of you are his child as well. And I firmly believe, guys, that there is truly, truly greatness deep inside of you. I truly believe that. Matter of fact, I know that to be true. But sometimes while greatness is on the inside of you, you are struggling to recognize how powerful you really are. What do I mean by struggling? You know, it's sometimes difficult to believe that you are awesome, you are amazing, you are chosen for greatness. It's really difficult to really fully accept that when everything around you is lack of money. You know, maybe your health is struggling. Maybe your relationship is on the rocks and is struggling. Maybe, you know, you don't have very many friends. Everywhere you look and turn is really hard for you sometimes to accept that how can I be great when I'm going through all of this? How can I be great when every time I go to tell somebody about this wonderful opportunity of network marketing, nobody listens to me? They just kind of treat me like I'm chopped liver and just kind of blow me off. How in the world, what do you mean, Mas? How can I be great with all of this happening to me? Okay? Well, I want you to know anything that is great, you're going to go through a process. Anything that is great, it goes through a process. That's what makes it great. Again, go back to the analogy of the woman that has the baby inside of her. Go back to that. Understand that the moment the baby comes out, it gives so much meaning and purpose to all the pain that she was enduring. But prior to that, literally her belly grew, and it was, you know, her clothes had to change in terms of she couldn't fit her old clothes. Now she's got new clothes. A lot of, you know, I don't want to say inconveniences, but a lot of shifting and she had to do. Her life was altering. She has to not eat for one person. She's now eating to feed two because of the baby that's inside of her. Okay, so my point is a lot of alterations and a lot of altering and all this stuff has to happen, you know, while her being pregnant. Now, my point to all of you that are listening is that, listen, sometimes you have to constantly say what you heard until you see what you said. You know, you got to say what you heard until you see what you said. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you will write that down. I really hope that you will understand what I just said. Say what you heard until you see what you said. You see, the promises of God never lies. He doesn't lie. And I know some of you don't believe in God, and frankly, that's, you know, I have a personal opinion about that, but we won't get into that. But I'll just tell you, God's promises don't lie. The reason why you're going to hear the root of me, I'll mention the word God, and I don't mean to get over spiritual, or I'm not trying to gain membership. I'm not into all that stuff. But I'm going to keep it real with you, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I know, and I'm going to say what I mean, and I'm going to mean exactly what I say. Okay? And I love when people love to challenge me. I love that stuff. And I'm going to just tell you that, look, one of the things that fascinates me about how the universe works and how everything is all spiritual and how God works is, even if you don't believe in him, what's is so amazing to me is that even if you don't believe in God, the principles that have been set of how the laws of how this universe works, it still applies to you even if you don't believe in it. I'll give you an example. If we look at gravity, talk about gravity, you say, man, I don't believe in gravity. Well, I dare you to stand on a table and jump off the table. I dare you to do it. And if you do it, guess what? You're going to fall down, because whether you believe in gravity or not, the principle of gravity works. It still works. So this is what's so amazing. So how does that relate to what we're talking about right now? Well, even though you may not believe in God, or you may not believe in godly principles or spiritual principles or whatever, if you still will adhere to the principles, whether you believe it or not, in other words, if you still will do it, and we're going to talk about what it means in a minute, you will still be blessed by it. Let me say it again. Even if you will just do it, you still will be blessed by it. See, that's what I love. You could still be a person who smokes cigarettes, and I'm not judgmental at all. I am not judgmental at all. You could still be a guy or gal that got a bunch of stuff in your closet that, you know, whatever, we all do, okay? I'm not judgmental at all. What I'm saying, though, I used to think that I had to be perfect in order to be successful. I thought in order for me to be blessed, I've got to clean up all of this garbage out of my closet. I've got to be so perfect. And see, the challenge for me was my mom, you know, she would tell you she's not perfect. But in my eyes, imagine how I feel. I've never seen her say a cuss word one day in her life. I've never seen my mother say a bad word about anybody one day in her life. I've always seen my mother take the high road no matter what circumstances and situation she was faced with. I've always seen her be a hell of an example as a wife, a mother, a sister, somebody in her community, on her job. I mean, I'm dead serious. I'm just telling you, I'm in awe to know this lady. Seriously. I'm not just one of those kids that's just in love with their mom because that's my mommy. No, I'm saying if we were to take her aside of, let's just say she wasn't my mom, but I was able to see everything that I've seen for the last 39 years. I mean, I'm like, man, how do you follow that act? Now, on one hand, I'm very grateful for it. I'm very grateful. But on the other hand, I'm like, man, I can't be her. I can't, man. I try. I'm inspired, but I just can't do it. I can't. I don't know. I just can't. I can't. I mean, this lady is amazing. And so my whole thing is, in her quest to set up to set a good example for her children, she's done a wonderful job in doing that. I mean, absolutely state of the art, the best I've ever could ask for. But it also kind of worked against me because it made me feel like, man, I have to be like that in order to have all these blessings and all this stuff. And I just was like, man, I couldn't do it. And I remember there were many, many years of my life, ladies and gentlemen, where I did not want to play big. I didn't want to own who I was, the gifts that are been given to me. And I didn't want to own it because I felt like I'm not perfect. I'm just not. But when I really, 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 really learned, and I took the time to go pursue personal development and get a better understanding. You know, the Bible always talks about, in all that you get, make sure you get an understanding. So whether or not you love the Bible, read it or not, whatever, the bottom line is getting an understanding. You need to understand how things really work in your life. All of you, it's your responsibility to participate in your own rescue and for you to learn how this thing called life really works. Okay? And I'll be very, if I were you, be very careful of what beliefs you choose to adopt, because what you choose to believe in is going to dramatically affect the way you think. It's going to affect the way you see the world. It's going to affect the way you respond to circumstances and situations. It's going to affect the way you act. It's going to affect everything about you based upon what you believe. So if I were you, I would always subscribe to an abundant base mentality. And for me, ladies and gentlemen, for me, when I talk about abundance, listen, it comes from above. It comes from above. If you ever are around anyone and they are trying to motivate you through fear, okay, well, you ain't gonna ever be nothing. If you don't do it now, you won't never get a chance. This is the last train coming, baby. If you don't jump on this train, I promise you, you ain't gonna see another train to the end of time. See, that's wrong. That is not coming from God. That is not, that's fear-based motivation. And fear, God, no. Listen to me. We do not come from fear. We were not born of fear. We do have fears, but we don't come from fear. That's not abundant base. I tell people all the time, if you don't take my road, it does not mean you're lost. If you don't take my road, it does not mean that you are lost. I can't stand that. This is one of the things about network marketing that I can't stand. I'm just telling you the truth. Some of these companies and some of these trainers and leaders, they make you feel that if you don't do what they're doing, oh God, you're doomed. You won't ever make it. And they may not say those exact words, but they come across that way. And as you can tell, it's getting me fired up right now. I can't stand that stuff. Network marketing is not the only way to make money. I believe it's one of the best. I believe it's the most efficient, yes, but I don't believe it's the only way. No, that ain't true. That ain't true. The God I serve, look at this place, man. Money comes from solving problems. And network marketing solves one of the biggest problems. Yes, this is true, but it ain't the only thing. So stop making people feel like, well, if they don't, I just can't. Anyway, let me get off that soapbox. That just gets me fired up. I can't stand that. Because it's a very small-minded person that communicates that way, that comes across that way, versus saying, hey, listen, look at this beautiful world. There's opportunity all around us, all around us, all around us. And so, again, going back to the main point here, guys, I want you to know that my heart longs for those of, it loves everybody, but it longs for the people that really, that just struggle, inside. It just really does. It really does. Okay. It really does, because anything that's going to be great, listen to this and write it down. Anything that's going to be great, behind every public success, there is a private struggle. Oh man, this is some good stuff today, boy. I might even sign up for this course myself. Okay. Behind every public success, there is a private struggle, something that you just don't know about. And I'm telling you guys, that's private struggle that was within me and things that I dealt with would literally sometimes try and knock me out. There were times when I would question myself, and I would question everything about me. And see, let me tell you this real quickly here, guys. Doubt is absolutely worse than fear. Because see, fear is, okay, I'm afraid of the lion. Okay, that's clear. I'm afraid of a lion. I don't want to touch the lion. That's absolutely clear. Doubt is worse because I'm just not sure. So anytime you're not sure, anytime you're uncertain, now you really don't know. It could be this, it could be that. See, that messes. Doubt is worse than fear. It is the worst killer of all killers. It is the worst, ladies and gentlemen. And let me explain what I mean. When you look in the refrigerator and you don't see a lot of food, you doubt yourself. When the man or the woman says the relationship is over, you're not good enough, I'm moving on, you doubt yourself. When all of a sudden you got all these aspirations of where you want to be in life, but yet you look around at your bank account and it's nowhere near where you want to be, you doubt if you're going to ever get there. When you get started in network marketing, you start sharing the product and sharing the opportunity, and everybody says no, 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 hell no, 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 no. You begin to doubt yourself. You begin to be very unsure, unclear, if I'm the one, if I can do this, if this is right for me. See, doubt is for real. Doubt is a monster. And so how do we drive doubt out? How do we continue to drive doubt out? And the way to do it, one of the most effective ways, is you have to continuously say what you heard until you see what you've said. Let me explain. You might have heard it this way, called affirmations. Affirming who you are, affirming where you're going. See, a lot of you've heard this stuff before, but do you do this? Self-talk is the best talk in the world. Self-talk. Romacio, you are the one. Romacio, you are handsome. Romacio, can't nobody do it like you, baby. Romacio, Romacio, Romacio. You are a warrior. Romacio, you love the people. Romacio, you tell the truth. Romacio, you real. You keep it 100. You have to do this stuff. What are you saying to yourself while living in that apartment? What are you saying to yourself while you don't have the money you want? You don't have the car. You don't have the relationship. What are you saying? Look at me, guys. I'm about 215, 217 pounds. That is not what I picture. Right now, I've got to work on this little pot belly. Okay? Some people say, oh man, I like it like that. You look nice and thick. No, heck no. That's not what I like at all. At all. I want to be lean and mean. That's what I want. 190, 195. And so I continuously remind myself, I'm a lean machine. I'm getting there. I'm going to get there. I'm going to figure this thing out. I'm not going to quit. I won't. See, what I'm trying to say to you, you have to always maintain an abundance-based mentality. An abundance base. An abundance base. You can't allow yourself to believe it's over. It's doom and gloom. Always remember there's winter, summer, spring, or fall. And all of these seasons come and all of these seasons pass. None of these seasons last forever. And that's why typically every Facebook Live that you see me do, I always tell you that the trick to this thing called life, let me give you the trick. The trick to this thing called life is you've got to constantly find a way to keep yourself feeling good. Because when you feel good, you will do good. Now, let me explain what that means. Let's just say, hey, you know what? Let me just say, let's say if I went and ate a bad hamburger, or I ate a bad choice of food or something like that. And really, I'm feeling bad and I'm all bloated and, you guys know what I'm talking about. And I'm feeling all heavy and slow and, all that type of stuff. But you still got to remind yourself, you got to laugh about it, man. I just had a huge burger. Look at me, boy. Look at that belly right there. Look at all that love in that belly. You got to do stuff like this. you can't, what I'm saying, folks, you have to fight back. You've got to fight against you. You cannot allow your mind to make you think, oh man, I'm doomed to be fat. I'm supposed to be broke. I'm supposed to be fat. Well, you know what? My mama always told me I was never going to be nothing. Well, the man never wanted me in the first place. I've never been able to keep a boyfriend or a girlfriend. So I guess I'm just not supposed to have one. See, you can't say stuff like that. You can't. And I know it's tough. It's not going to be easy. No one ever said it. Faith makes things possible. No one ever said faith makes it easy. Faith makes it possible. All things are possible to those that believe. So really what this is all about is we got to keep pushing. We've got to keep believing. We've got to keep speaking it. You have no choice. If you don't speak to your future will be taken from you. If you don't speak to your future, if you don't declare, decree where you're going, what you're going to have, what it's going to look like. If you don't have this stuff and keep this stuff before you, constantly reminding you, constantly, even when you don't have it, say what you heard until you see what you said. It simply means, what are you affirming? What are you affirming? Are you affirming I will be broke? Are you constantly watching soap operas and TVs and listening to Facebook and all this stuff about all the broke-minded stuff and all the people that basically are in the exact same situation of you? Well, if that's what you're focusing on, wherever focus goes, energy flows. If that's what you're focusing on, then that's what it's going to be like. That's what it's, if that's what you're focusing, if that's what you're surrounded by, if that's what you're looking at, if that's what you're watching, if that's what you're saying, if that's what you keep hearing through all your choice of music that you listen to, then this will be your reality. You will never have the dreams of your life. You will never have a bet. No, it won't, because you're not subconsciously programming what's gonna be. You're not doing that. You're just constantly stuck in what is. Well, I'm horrible. Nobody's ever going to join my team. Maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe I'm not the one. Maybe this doesn't really work. Maybe you do have. So you keep telling yourself all of that stuff. So when it becomes a reality, guess what? You spoke all of that stuff. You said all of that stuff. And so the reason why I talk about God is not to offend anyone, is to get you to understand I needed to know that someone believed more in me when I didn't even believe in myself. I needed to hear a different perspective about my situation. I needed to know, yes, I'm a passionate individual. Yes, this is my personality. I love to have fun. Yes, I may be different than the guy next door or whatever. But I needed to know that I'm also unique. I needed to know that I'm enough. I needed to know that, yes, it will happen for me, even though I dropped out of college, even though I didn't work a corporate job. I needed to know that, because maybe I might have taken a different route, that I still will get to the top of the mountain. I needed to hear this stuff. I needed this. I needed this. And really, I know that you need it too. And that's why I'm here on Facebook Live, just again, giving you this value of an abundance-based mentality. Okay? Literally, guys, I am not motivated by fear at all. I'm not. I'm motivated by love. I'm motivated by abundance. There's enough for us all. I don't worry about losing a prospect. I just really don't. Because where I'm going and where I'm heading, the people that are going with me, trust me, they're going to run towards me. They're going to run. You know what I mean? So I don't worry about losing a prospect. I don't worry about, I didn't get the person, they joined somebody else's team. Well, thank God they found a team. See that? Abundance-based mentality. Thank God they found a team. And I don't look at this, there's only one, there's only my team. No, for me, there's one team. It's the whole world. Everybody's on my team. Everybody's on my team. Everybody's on my team. Everybody. Because I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody progress in life. I want to see everybody fall down and learn from their mistakes and then give wisdom to others so that they don't have to make the same falls. I want the best. Abundance-based mentality. Do you have it is my question. Do you have it is my question. Do you root for other people's success, or are you jealous, and are you envious, and are you always saying, well, you know what, how did he get that, and how did she get that, and oh man, she was born with a silver spoon. I never say those words, ever. Do you know how happy I am for other people's success? Because when they succeed, it makes me believe it's possible that, guess what, if I work hard, believe hard, same thing will happen for me. Woo! in all that I do, I always take the high road. I always have an abundance-based mentality. When my mentor used to not call me back, I used to tell myself, you know what? He must be busy serving someone else. No big deal. No big deal. You know, maybe he's busy serving someone else. No big deal. You know, I always would tell myself this stuff. Okay? Always. So I want you to understand, guys, I've always had an abundance-based mentality. Even when things are not going right, you know, in my life or whatever, I always know it's going to get better. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. I'm never going to quit. I'm never going to give up and give in. Just because I might make a mistake, or just because I might have did this or did that or whatever. It doesn't mean that I'm doom and gloom and all of a sudden I deserve to suffer. It doesn't mean that, ladies and gentlemen. That's another thing that we got to talk about really quickly before we get out of here. We got to talk about meaning. We got to talk about meaning. You know, meaning is so important because the meaning that we place on something that happens to us in our life will drastically affect how we respond. The meaning that we place on something happening. Let me give you an example. You get into a car accident. And let's say, God forbid, let's just say it's a bad car accident or whatever. And all of a sudden you say, okay, I guess maybe I'm not meant to drive cars anymore. Or you go through a divorce. Well, maybe I'm just not the maybe I'm just not the marrying type. Maybe I'm just not good enough. Maybe, I can't keep a woman, or maybe I can't keep a man. The meaning that we associate to whatever's going on will drastically affect how we respond. So you have to be very careful of what you tell yourself that it means when your mentor doesn't call you back, when the prospect doesn't respond to you instantly, when they, they said they were going to show up at the meeting and all of a sudden they're not there, or they're going to jump on the call and they never made it. You cannot allow yourself to process a negative meaning about that. You don't know, maybe they got caught up in the grocery store. Maybe the battery in their phone died. Maybe all of a sudden their phone dropped in the toilet. They got no service now. You don't know what you don't know. And a lot of times we always want to negatively associate a meaning with what's going on. So let me bring this home for you. So for those of you struggling, those of you going through right now, whatever the struggle is that you're dealing with, whatever it is, okay, stop placing and tagging a negative meaning to what you're going through right now. What if I told you that in the eyes of your creator, literally everything you're going through right now, just like a woman that's actually going through labor pains, has significant purpose and meaning, that you're going through it so that you can help other people get through it? What if I were to tell you that there was a purpose and there is truly a meaning why you're going through what you're going through? Now, this is tough. I will admit, this is tough. Some of you are saying, but I don't deserve this. Why is this happening to me? What if I were to tell you you're only on page 5 in the book? And when you finally get to page 8 in the book of your life, you're going to realize why you had to go through page number 5. What if I told you there was a meaning for what you were going through? And what if I told you the meaning was positive, not negative? I promise you, if you knew how the story was going to end, you'd be grateful for the moment that you're in. If you knew how the story is going to end, as long as you keep believing, as long as you keep affirming, if you knew how the end of the story was going to be, you'd be so fired up about the fact that you're struggling right now. You would be turned on, just like winter, summer, spring, and fall. This season too will pass. If you knew that, I'm telling you, if you just knew that, you would be fine. See, that's why I love to go through my process. I love it when the people tell me no. I love it when I would go do a presentation and nobody would join. I love it. Because I knew this is just a season. I knew this was a part of the process of getting better and getting stronger. I knew it. And so thank God I kept affirming who I was, where I'm going to be. I kept saying what I heard until I eventually see one day what I said. I kept saying what I heard. I kept close friends around me that they would keep believing in me and believing for me so that if I fell down, they would stand up. Ooh, the power of positive associations. If I was looking at it negatively, they would say, no, Mosh, you got to look at it from this perspective. See, the wisdom in them, they had a greater perspective than I. They would teach me a few things and say, no, you're looking at it the wrong way. I'm so glad that I continue to keep on believing. And I just want to encourage all of you that are listening, man, you've got to adopt an abundance-based mentality. It is the best thing I could ever wish for all of you that are listening to me today. You've got to get an abundance-based mentality. It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's not a man thing. It's not an Asian thing. It's a principle thing. It's a principle thing. It's a principle thing. Guys, I am not perfect. I never will be perfect. But you know what? Thank God I can tell you, you know what? I'm grateful and I'm very excited about my future. And I'm very excited about your future. I now know that you don't have to be perfect to be successful. As they say, you don't have to be good to get started. But you do have to get started to ever become good. And so start from where you're at right now. Start right now. Make a decision backed up with action that, you know what, I'm going to stop thinking the way that I've been thinking. I'm going to start affirming better. I'm going to start really saying my affirmations day after day. And I'm going to surround myself with pictures, words, images, and emotions. Pictures, words, images, 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 emotions. I'm going to continually surround myself with pictures of what I am going to be like. I'm going to surround myself with words of what it is going to be like. I'm going to continuously surround myself with the emotions. I'm going to imagine. I'm going to use my imagination more of what it is going to be like one day. Because see, your imagination doesn't know fact from fiction. That's why it's called imagination. I'm going to imagine what it's going to be like. Ladies and gentlemen, don't ever subscribe to negative, low-minded, fear-based mentality. Don't ever do it. It's a trap. It is a trap. It is a trap. Don't do it. Always take the high road. Always. 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 Abundance-based mentality. There is enough for us all. Ladies and gentlemen, look, that's just a few moments here that I'm sharing with you here today. I'm forever grateful of my life. I don't want you to think that my life is perfect. It's not. I am a work in process. That's right, baby. I am under construction, but I love what we're building. I am under construction, but I love what we're building. And so for that, guys, I'm extremely grateful to know that you are more than enough. I'm more than enough. You got to keep affirming. You got to keep affirming where you're going. You got to keep believing. Yes, you do. You got to do it. We got to work. We do got to work. But I'm telling you guys, for all of you right now that are wherever you're at in your world and whatever you're going through, I'm letting you know, if you keep believing and you keep working, I promise you, suddenly it will happen for you. Suddenly it's going to happen. I promise you. So get excited right now for where you're at. And I promise you, just keep believing. Just keep affirming. Just keep believing. Just keep affirming. Say what you heard until one day you see exactly what you said. Wow. That's how it works, baby. So with that, guys, I love each and every single one of you. Listen, guys, I can't wait to see all of you that will attend our event in Sacramento, July 28th through the 30th, called Clarity. It is going to be an over-the-top event. I don't know where you're at in the world, but if I were you, Don't hesitate. Don't think anymore. You need to get yourself there to that event. It's going to be off. It's going to be over the top. If you're coming as a VIP, you better hurry up. The VIP tickets will be ending on July the 15th. The VIP tickets will be ending on July the 15th. And if you're coming as a VIP, you definitely want to come in on the 26th, because the VIP experience is going to start at 8 a.m. on the 27th. For all of these details, you can simply go to teamiot.eventbrite.com. And again, guys, it's going to be an epic event. I'm just telling you from the bottom of my heart, if I were you, I would not miss this event. Don't do it. Don't do it. It will definitely be something that you would definitely regret for sure. So with that, I love each and every single one of you. Take this message and share it with everyone that you can, guys. We all know that what we make happen for others, God and the universe will make happen for you. Always remember, in all that you do, there is nobody in the entire world any greater than you. I'm Romacio Fulcher, the California Kid. Much love to each and every single one of you. I'll see you on the next video. Take care, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.